Hi everybody, Kristen Korn here, and today I have a special guest with me, waiting for her to pop on here real fast. She's actually on her lunch break, so she is joining us from her car. So I'm super excited to have her on here with us today, but we are going to talk about events. We're going to talk about different kinds of events you can have as you're growing your business, when you start your business, and we're going to talk about a new style that many of you might not be using yet. So I think a lot of times, when we start this business, we're coached to definitely do a virtual business launch, with your first few days of business, okay? And if you don't know what that is, it is a VBL, we like to call it, and that's usually a Facebook event that you're inviting, your broad network to. Then we also teach on doing a BBL, which is a big business launch, and that is something we do in-home to open your business. So that is kind of the next step. Hold on a second, I'm trying to pop her on here. My screen is being wacky. So hold on a second. Hopefully this doesn't kick me off. Eek. I might have to hop back on in a second. There we go. Okay. All right. Danielle, if you can request to be added real fast, and then it should work. Oh, here we go. I'm on here in a second. Okay, so we have the events. You have your virtual business launch, or you have your BBL, which you're going to have in your house. But let's be honest, they get a little stale sometimes. So, if we're hosting so many of these, or you're even asking people to host events for you, I think we're always trying to find something else to mix it up a little bit, just to do something new and a little exciting and more girl time together face to face. So this is what we call wash and runs. So here's Danielle's pretty face, Danielle Minnick. So thank you for joining us on your lunch break. I know you're just so busy. So doing your full-time job, so this is kind of just proof you can work from anywhere at any time. She's working in her car for us. So thank you again for coming on here. Okay, so Danielle, you're kind of a master at these. This is why you're on here. So first, tell us why you like the wash and run style, and what even is a wash and run.
Yeah. So the thing that intrigued me about the wash and run style was it seemed like it was going to be a really great way for people to try our products. So basically what I have interpreted the wash and run to be is you open your house to your network to come and basically do their own facial and run home. So whether that is in the evening, you could probably do it on a Saturday morning too. It doesn't necessarily have to be on an evening, but maybe it's in the morning as they're getting ready for their day. And they can either stick around and talk with you and have some wine and learn some more, or if they've got to go, they've got to go. So making it simple and easy, and it's a great way for people to not have an excuse of, well, we've got a lot going on. And it's like, well, 15 minutes. Give me 15 minutes. You don't have to stick around too long, but come and at least get a feel for these products. And people, as you all know, when you're reaching out to people, people always want to try these products first, and they always want to have a sample. And we don't do sampling for a reason, because we have 60-day samples, right? That's what our regimens are, is a 60-day sample. So this is a great way to ease those concerns for people and have them over to your house for a quick trial of our different products. Not only that, but it's a great way to get them to try a lot of different things and pique their interest on a lot of different products all at one time. So I am in my car. I do have a couple notes, and it's snowing, you guys. It's snowing in April. It's not okay.
Good stuff.
All right. So, and again, this is a great way to start some of those conversations. And because it is quick, it's easy for people to see that this is a simple business. You don't have to, lug stuff around to other places for them to see your product. You can have them in your home there.
That's a good point too, because whatever you're doing is you're going to teach them how to do this business if they decide it's something to do. So just think about that, everything you're doing, like making it really simple and easy and not overdoing something. Because if they think, oh, I do this business, I'm going to have to do this big, huge production like Danielle just did, like that's not going, to some people that might be their thing. But to a lot of people, it's like, no, I just need to be in and out and get some sales and grow my business. Okay, so typically, do you have it just like an open house style? How long do you keep your house open? And then typically, like what day of the week have you kind of seen the most success with these?
Yeah. So I've had 3, one that I personally hosted, and then 2 that I helped one of my new consultants who joined after my first wash and run kind of get her business off the ground. So my first experience, I did it on a Friday night. I did it from 7 to 9, trying to be respectful of people's dinner time hour, but also thought, okay, that's an easy way for them to sneak away after maybe kids are starting to get settled down for bed or something. If they don't have plans on a Friday night and they're lame like me and are just hanging out. I had people coming and going, and so it was people in and out for sure, but then there were folks that stuck around, and we had some wine till like 10:30, so whatever works for you. And then my new consultant, Andy, she did one on a Tuesday night because that worked in her schedule, and then she did another one on a Friday night. So it had great turnout in both situations, whether it was during the week or on weekends.
Yeah, and I think just having one of each just makes sense too, because of the people who have plans on the weekends. Like, you're not going to come wash your face and then go out usually, because that kind of defeats the purpose of putting products in your face at night. So it really makes sense. Okay, so let's talk about the prep work. Like, so you chose your date, chose your time. What goes into, like, who are you inviting? How many people are you inviting? And then how are you inviting them? Are you texting them, calling them? What are you doing?
Yep. So once everything's been figured out, I target to invite 75 to 100 people, because realistically, you're probably going to get 10 to 15% that actually show up. You guys know how events go. How many things do you get invited to all the time too? So everybody's busy, kids are in activities. So invite as many as you possibly can that are in your area, but that's my target is 75 to 100. For someone that I know that's been wanting to try the product, but they just haven't pulled the trigger, then that's kind of the way I will connect with them and be like, hey, here's a great chance for you to try our product, with no risk. Come over, have a glass of wine with me, and give yourself a mini facial. So primarily messaging people. I guess, anymore you don't have a lot of people's phone numbers. As far as what my network is, I don't have a lot of phone numbers anymore. Everything's through Facebook. So I message a lot of people as far as getting that set up. But, I have had a pretty good response from people actually responding to me and saying they can or can't make it. More so than just a traditional reach out. So that's been nice. So I feel like it does open a door there. So just letting them know I'm hosting a wash and run. It's a great way to try the products and be ready for bed. Would you like to come and get pampered with me? And then I also encourage people to bring a friend, because we all know that that's like your safe space, right? If you have someone going with you, because if you show up somewhere by yourself, it's a little uncomfortable sometimes. So bring a friend. I have a free gift for you if you bring a friend with you. What I had on hand were some Rodan & Fields like headband things that I got on Etsy. I don't know, maybe Kristen has some in her shop now, or maybe she can get some in her shop now.
No.
Just to have something for, they can throw on while they're doing their wash, get their hair out of their face. So that's a little free gift for me. That's pretty cheap. They're like $2. Then as far as follow-up before the event, a couple days before the event, if I haven't heard whether or not they're coming, my follow-up message to them is, hey, lady, haven't heard from you, and I'm getting ready to head to the wine store. Can I count you in for this event because I would love to have you there?
Love that.
So giving them a reason that they know they need to get back to you because you're really trying to get a count together to get food and drinks. Or even to say, hey, what do you prefer, red or white?
Right.
I'd love to have your kind of wine on hand.
Yeah, so you just kind of assume they're coming.
Right.
I haven't told you to, so you just assume.
Absolutely.
And I'm thinking like even really good pictures when you have people in your bathroom, or we'll talk about this in a segment where you're doing this at, but with their headbands on, the face masks on, like that, to me, that's really good marketing material that you can use for months down the road. Just for my brain goes about that. Okay, so you've invited all these people, 100 people to come to your house, and I know you've opened it up to your teams too. So if you have local teams, they can invite their people. Okay, so let's talk about the setup. So how fancy, how casual are you going? What are you wearing to this? Are you wearing your pajamas, fun pajamas? Are you wearing heels? Like, what are you doing? And then what does your house look like? How's your setup look like? And then, of course, you have to have regimens on hand. So what kind of products do you have? Like pretty much our whole lineup. And then what are you doing for food and drinks?
Absolutely. All right. So setup, I do try to keep it casual. I'm definitely one that tends to like get excited and go overboard, but because I know we need to keep it simple for everybody else to see that it's simple, I tone it down and I do keep it simple. So my basement is a great space for us. We have a finished basement, so have a spare bathroom down there, so that's where I have everything set up as far as the regimens go. Have all 4 regimens set out on the table, and then I also have like all of our different ancillary products kind of scattered across the table with some washcloths that I got at Target. So I know washcloths aren't necessarily something we should be scrubbing our face with, but as far as ease of use for these people, washing off their masks or their wash quickly, since you have a handful of people, you can't have 6 people at a sink. So at least they could maybe get a wet washcloth, kind of gently wipe off their scrub with that. So they were super cheap, 6 of them for $4 from the Threshold brand. If you're gonna take a look, so pretty cheap. They were super soft too. So then, as far as products, again, all of the regimens for sure. Eye cloths for anybody wanting to take off their eye makeup. Gauze pads. I know that's something that people dismiss a lot as far as using, and this is a great way for our customer to see that there is value in those gauze pads. So having those on hand would be great. Active hydration, microderm, intensive renewing serum, lip serum, and then the eye creams, of course. I did have the amp roller available, not necessarily for people to like roll their face, but maybe to just kind of roll it on the back of their hand just to get a feel for what it's like, because it does kind of feel like an unknown tool to them. And then, of course, I'd have Lash Boost and our other products out, but not really in the same spot, more of like in a display area or something so that they can see the other things, but not necessarily sample my Lash Boost because that weirds me out. All right. So other than that, food, keeping it simple, like a BBL, some cheese, some wine, maybe some cookies or something sweet, to get the sweet and savory piece, but otherwise keeping everything else super simple in the setup.
Okay, so in my mind, so everyone is pretty much coming in at the same time and then going through your routine at the same time, right? I mean, just a line to go in the bathroom, do your thing. Okay, so now, let's walk through the event. So people are coming through the door. Yep. How are you greeting them? What are you having them do? I'm sure you're having them do some kind of solution tool so you know which regimen to recommend in your bathroom.
Exactly.
So how's this work?
Yep. So definitely have solution tools on hand. So I have an iPad and a laptop. So I have both of them sitting there ready so we can help keep people going through as quickly as possible, but also have some paper ones if it seems like it's getting backed up. But to have them get through the solution tool for sure. I always try to make sure that I ask even after they complete the solutions tool if they have any concerns with being acne prone or having sensitive skin, because sometimes people get focused so much on the sun damage or wrinkles that they forget about those things, and I'd hate to have a bad reaction. So I just kind of reiterate that. All right, and obviously it might not make a huge difference on one application of our regimen, but in the long term, I'd hate for them to purchase something that wouldn't be good for their skin. So after that, I kind of just walk them through then for their particular regimen, helping them out to know how much product to even apply. As far as trying to get as many products for them to use in that particular evening, I do have them do the entire regimen, but I personally think Microderm is a great product that they should get their hands on still that night. So because you can't do a wash and a Microderm in the same moment, I have them do that on their hands so that they can get the feel of the Microderm and what it does for the hands. And then same thing with active hydration. I have them put the active hydration on their hands so that they can put the intensive renewing serum on their face.
Perfect. Makes sense.
Yeah, just a great way for them to try more products.
Okay, so then are you offering specials, or how do you get them to like, okay, great, now you just tried this, now do you want to buy? How are you doing
You
that?
bet. Yeah. So I have offered specials. I've learned in my year that offering a refund on a PC fee is great, but how about we get them more products in their hands? So I have offered for people to get a free essentials item if they purchase a regimen or regimen bundle at the event. So, or within a couple of days, if they needed to go home and think about it or something, I would certainly honor that. But giving them an essentials item, because you're basically spending the same amount whether you pay the $20 then or the $20 for the essentials item, you might as well get them more product in their hands.
Yeah, and even whenever I've done these, I've always, okay, I'll give you this $20 feedback you see on the screen, or I'll just throw in another free product. And like literally 80% of the people usually just take the free product anyway. Yeah. So it totally makes sense. Another thing you could do too is just like offer, purchase the regimen tonight and I'll give you, half off an eye cream, or, some other bigger item instead if they didn't want the essentials. You hear my kid there? Yeah, she's getting loud. Work from home.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about
and corporate has been so generous to us lately that it's worked out pretty slick. My first one was when we were having the free Microderm going on. So that was a big hit for sure. And now we've got the spring bundles. So it's a great time to get these wash and runs going because you could probably get someone to get on a regimen and get that bundle.
Yeah, and they're quick to set up, honestly, really.
Yeah.
Most of us have most of the regimens, so even if you need a week or two, like, you get it set up really fast. Can you hear her screaming? Okay, so let's talk about follow-up. So, you talk about follow-up. I'm going to go see what I'm going to follow up with this.
Okay.
Okay, talk about who, like, if they didn't purchase that night, how do you follow up with them? And then otherwise, though, the people who didn't respond to you, didn't give you a yes or no, I'm going to come, like, how are you doing follow-up?
Absolutely. All right. So, as far as follow-up goes, definitely following up with anybody that wasn't able to attend that night, letting them know I'd love to send them a mini facial, so maybe they can do that at home. Or because I had such great success with these couple that we've done, sorry, my coworkers in the parking lot next to me at Subway. Anyways, because I had such good success with the ones that I did, I'm going to keep doing them because to me it's worth it to spend a couple of hours to get some new volume, some new customers in the door. So following up them, either asking if I could send them a mini facial on their own or letting them know when my next event's going to be. You don't want to miss out on it. So that, and then, or as well as, hey, how about we get you to fill out that solutions tool so that the next time you do come, it's already done and that's one step out of the way. So
they're having, more than one.
Yes.
I'm assuming yes. Okay. So how many have you done? What, like, I'm sure you kind of have a goal in your head.
Yeah.
Before you do this, okay, I want so many people to come, and it usually is a percentage, like you were talking about. So people attending how many PC orders, how many of those people are you looking to convert to new PCs? I'm sure you have targets for people like, I would really love them to be a business partner.
Yeah.
Throwing that into your conversations. But what's kind of like, what have you seen from the ones you've done? What is volume bringing in?
Yep.
Stuff like that.
Yep. So my first one I did, I had 8 people attend. You know, I invited about 75 people, had 8 people attend. I was really happy with it, not knowing what to expect at all. And I got 3 new PCs out of it. I had 2 current PCs come and join me because I didn't want to not include them because they may have a product that they haven't tried before. So include your current PCs. This isn't just for new PCs. But I included them, and they ordered products that they hadn't tried before. So got a total of 5 orders out of the night, which was great. And I also had a PC that came that transitioned to a C just a week or so later. So hi, Andy. And so she has been knocking it out of the park. I'm sure you've seen her name floating around Team 2K the last couple weeks. So that's what we kind of did for her BBL. Instead of more of a traditional BBL, we kind of did a wash and run event for her BBL, and had a great turnout for that too. And she's been great and coachable, and I know there's been a lot of chatter on the daily about doing 2 events back to back. So she was totally on board for doing a second wash and run. They were about 10 days apart. So it worked out really well that someone that couldn't come to the first one, you're like, okay, that's no big deal because I've got this other date in, you know, a few days, so let's get you to that one. And so with her doing one on Tuesday and one on Friday, it gave you that balance. So she did great. She had repeat customers actually from the first one to the second one even that they wanted to come back and order again.
I could see that totally, because be like, okay, now I spent my money on the regimen. Now I want to try, you know, the hand cream or the paste this time instead of the regimen or whatever it is.
Yep.
The other thing I know we've been talking a lot about on some of our leader chats is, you know, acne in teens. So I think this would actually be a really good idea too. Even if the teens wanted to come like 30 minutes earlier than the regular party started, you know, just to get those, you know, teens in and use that Unblemished to like walk them through how to use it. I know Erin Lichtfeld was talking about that earlier this week. So I think that's always, you know, think about everybody with skin when you're having these.
Yes.
Honestly, and if people are like, well, I'd rather, you know, guys, if there's, you know, you want to have the Beyond the Shave or something, and they're like, can I just come by before your party starts? Like, I could see that kind of thing, you know, happening rather than wanting to come when all the women are there. So, but, so how many are you going to do? What's your goal? Every month?
I'd like to do one every other month at a minimum. Who knows? Maybe it'll turn into a monthly thing. I'm lucky. We have a local biz app meeting once a month, so that's a great way to get people. But sometimes that can be trickier for people that maybe don't want to come and learn about the business.
Right.
So this is a great way for you to get products in people's hands.
So what do they leave with? Like, do you say they don't become a PC, or even if they do, is there any like materials you have printed, or like, what do you?
You know, I haven't had taken any of the product guides or had any product guides, but I probably would in the future. But I do have some little, like, they're clear little jars. I think, Kristen, when you have them on your site, that I send another love serum home with them and another intensive renewing serum and a micro, you know, like a little mini micro or mini facial for them to try at home. Maybe they want to try that microderm on their face.
Right.
So I send that home with them.
Okay, perfect. No, I think this is a great idea, and I already have ideas and designs running around my head as to some templates to make for invitations, like really cute, you know, professional, but cute, you know, not too girly looking, but so I will post the editable PDFs in Box when I get them done. So if you guys are thinking about having one yet this month or next month, let us know how it goes. We'd like to know any tips or tricks that you guys have found that have worked really, really well. But I think this is an incredible way to just take that BBL to like a next step. Because I think everyone, you know, and the thing is, I think for some people, they're just going to have to come to your house without makeup on. That might be a big step for people too. So even if they put their makeup on afterwards, whatever, you know, as long as we can get the products on their face, I could see That would be like the only downfall of something like this, right?
Yep, definitely.
So, well, awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, lady.
Yeah, thanks, lady. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you guys have any questions on this subject, be sure to just comment below the video, and Miss Danielle or I will get back to you. But I hope you guys, yeah, and let us know if you set a date. We'd love to help you out. So just comment below the video, but be sure to share this with your teams. But have a great day, guys. Thanks, girl.
Yep. Bye.